What's up, everybody? It's Miss Pat, the spiritual light passing through. I hope everybody is having a good day today. And I am coming to you with a new video. Today, we're going to do a bit of deep diving. I've been baby walking you and baby stepping you up into the more heavier elements that we need to address about our shadow selves. And today, we're going to really touch on the major side of shadow and where it comes from and how it gets to us. And the first captain of this area of shadow is none other than resentment. She is the captain that does the cat call to envy, jealousy, anger, strife. Okay? She is the queen bee. She is the supervisor of all of those other lower demonic entities that we tend to at times entertain in our person, okay, that's here on this planet. So today we're going to talk about her and how she affects this thing that we are dealing with called life and our relationships with people in life. And what we need to understand first is that the ego is our true adversary in this life. And resentment cuddles right up to the ego. She truly does. Okay? She gets right up underneath there, and then ego and her, get together and birth what we call our shadow side. The ego is there, resentment is the mother, and a couple of others. But those spirits that resentment brings with her take us to a different place and make us different people, and we don't even realize how she does it. We really don't. Resentment comes in different forms. We have resentment with lovers, we have resentment with ex-lovers, we have resentments with husbands, wives, you know what I'm saying, husbands, wives. We have resentments with ex-husbands and wives that we haven't resolved. We have resentments with parents, brothers, sisters, and guess what it all comes from? Love. It brings us right back to that thing called love. Because resentment usually bursts a shadow out of someone feeling like you love them more, or they love someone else more than they love you. And you don't understand why. See, a lot of us say, I don't know nothing about feeling like a god. I don't know nothing about feeling like a goddess and all these other things. But you actually do. You actually do. You remember part of yourself in another realm, whether you want to admit it or not. You want to know how I know? It's because when your shadow is birthed, you go through a whole complete thing, especially when it comes down to resentment. When we fall in love with someone, we sit up here and we are just happy. We pour ourselves into them. We running around singing Jill Scott and Anthony Hamilton. Anthony Hamilton, so in love with you. We just feeling like we skipping through the forest and everything. We are so happy. We don't know what to do because we've gotten this familiar feeling that we once knew a long time ago, and it's hitting us in all kind of ways, and it's making us feel all kind of things. We want to go to the store and buy stuff. We want to go to the gym and lose 10 pounds. We want to just look our best, feel our best, and be around this person day in and day out and talk to this person. Hell, we just want to sit on the phone and listen to them breathe. We just so gone about this person. We just love. We finally found love in this strange world, and we want to hold on to whatever we got. And with resentment, how resentment starts is the same way you would look at shoes. And I hate to give this analogy, but it's the only one that I think works and fits. You know, when you go to the store, you buy a pair of shoes. These shoes are gorgeous. You're like, oh, these are cute. I love these shoes. These are going to go perfect with this outfit. You try them on in your size, and your size may be 8.5. And you try them on. You got on your little gym shoes or whatever, and you know that in gym shoes, your feet may run a little bit more smaller. So you ask to give you maybe a size up inside of, a gym shoe or whatever, or a size down or whatever. You go ahead and you say, instead of giving me a 8.5 in this particular shoe, give me a 9. You try the shoe on and you say, okay, this feels okay, but it's still somewhat slightly tight. Could you please, let's try a 9.5. And you just toss the 9 over to the side, and then you try the 9.5 on. It's like, oh, yeah. These work, I'll take these. And you tend to not care about the 9 that you threw to the side. Why? It's a shoe. Who cares? Some of us do people like that. Yes, we do. We try somebody out. We go out. We have a good time. We talk a little bit. We go on a few dates. We exchange gifts, and then as we go on with this don't fit me very well, and we discard a person. We ghost them. We don't tell them why. We've done things that we should not have done. We've gone into a more intimate relationship and stuff like that because we were looking at the outside of a person instead of who they are. And as you got to know them, you found out, you know what, this size just don't work for them. And you discard the person. Don't say women do it more or men do it more. It doesn't matter. This is not a competition. The reality is it is done. And both sexes do it quite often. And it leaves people in a very messed up state. It leaves people in the state where they have now birthed a shadow. And this shadow is being birthed through resentment because people are left without a reason why they did this stuff. Their hearts are completely torn to pieces. And it's because there's a God side to our love. A God, what do you call it? A way that we look at ourselves high. So we have a God complex. That's what it is. A God complex when it comes to our love that we give to people, okay? We sit up here and says, don't nobody love like I love. I love hard. I've heard that. You ain't never, ever had nobody love you like I love you. We get real God-like. We start remembering who our higher selves are, whose child we belong to when it comes down to love, and when it's not given to us in the same way we give it. It's not reciprocated the same way. Oh, we get real godly. Okay, we get some serious God complexes. And then when somebody throws us to the side, we turn completely Beyonce Lemonade album. Who the hell do you think I is? I ain't no average chick, boy. Or girl. You understand? We get real high up in ourselves, and we like, you just can't up and talk to me like that. You just can't up and dump me, not tell me what's going on. What's wrong with you? Don't you know who I am? And the shadow is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she turns around and tells you, or he turns around and tells you, don't you know I'll burn your house down? Don't you know I will stalk you? Don't you know I will call you for no reason? And then all of a sudden you look at it like, honey, this chick is crazy. Where's my jacket? You looking at, this man is nuts. Where's my purse? Let me get the hell out of here. Do you understand how your shadow becomes this whole new being and starts to run things because of what you have felt? Someone treated your heart and your love like common trash. And you are like, I chose to love you out of everybody. I chose to give you something that I don't give anybody. And you just threw it away. And how dare you do that? Then you throw it away and don't tell me nothing. You just leave me just out here. And then when I call and try to find out what's going on, then you act like I'm bugging you. I didn't do any of this. You did this to me. And that person, because they've moved on or they're doing something that they want to do, or they do not have the capacity or the mental capacity to tell you, I screwed up. This is not working for me. I ran into this too fast. I used my abilities of seduction and manipulated you into a situation that made you think I wanted more when I only wanted this. I'm a jerk. I'm a female just dog in every sense of the way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how to say that to you. I gave you the wrong impression about who I am. So I don't know how to voice that. I don't have the capacity to take your kind of love. I don't know how to say that. So I just ghost you and walk away and act like it's you and make you look like you have a mental problem. Instead of us saying those types of things to people because we don't know how to voice those types of things, we make those people walk away and they feel very hurt and wounded and things like that. And then meanwhile, we have contributed into birthing a shadow with that person. Now, some people go someplace and they handle and, you know, love on themselves, pull themselves together, and they come out of it okay. And then sometimes they really don't come out of it okay. They end up finding the same people over and over and over again because they are not in control. Their true selves are not in control. Shadow is still in control. They birthed the shadow, but they birthed one that manages things a little bit differently, and she's a shitty manager because she keeps hiring the same exact people for us to get and engage in relationships with. So she sucks at managing the love life thing, okay? Or the friendship thing. It just sucks completely. And we don't know how to get this together. All of a sudden, it's like my life is in a complete uproar. I don't understand what's going on. I thought I was healing myself and taking time to get myself together, but I really wasn't, because how can you when you don't know your inner man? You can't. Your inner man that literally takes something apart and looks at it impartially, looks at your feelings, looks at the other person's feelings, and takes the feelings away from it and says, hey, let me get you back over here. Let's have a quick meeting. I know I've been asleep because you don't know me, and now you don't woke me up. So seeing as that you woke me up, let's go deep now. Let's close our eyes right now. Let's take a deep breath and let it out. A deep breath and let it out. The inner man or the inner woman is now present. And we need to look at some things as they are. Now, such and such, yes, you all came into a relationship. It was beautiful. You really loved him or her. They were so cute. You love the way he walked. You love the way she dressed. It was just perfect. And you let a side of you that you didn't even know existed and you come out. And you wanted to shower that person with all kind of gifts and all kind of love. Just love her, squish her, just Unfortunately, that person wasn't ready for that. Does that take away something from you? Does that mean there was something wrong with you? No, it does not. It just means that person wasn't ready nor spiritually capable of handling your level of love. That's it. That's all. It doesn't take anything away from you as a person. It doesn't mean that I was a fool. I was a complete idiot and believing that he loved me. Oh, Lord, I need to go and bust the windows out this motherfucker's car. You don't need to do that, okay? We're not going to do that. Yes, you hurt. Yes, it hurts. It hurts when you love someone. It hurts when you're discarded, yes. But that doesn't mean you let shadow run the show. Shadow's the one that's gonna go and bust the windows out his car. Shadow is the one that's gonna sit in front of his house and stalk him or her. You understand? Shadow is the one that's going to sit up here and call and just keep calling and keep calling and keep calling. And this is just doesn't go anywhere, and it's just all toxic everything. Shadow is in control. Shadow been in control in a lot of parts of your life, and you don't even realize it. Because you haven't let your inner man have any parts, because your inner man has been dormant and sleep, because you have been under the curses and cannot touch him at that moment. But you got some little parts of you that says, you know what, I'm vain enough not to make an ass out of myself, so I'm gonna back out of this. Okay? You got enough of your other part of you awake inside of yourself to say, you know what, I'm gonna back out. But you back out with all of this upsetment, hurt, and resentment that you carrying around with you, that you're trying to camouflage to act like it ain't Shadow. And it is Shadow, just with a better outfit on. And every new relationship you come into, you let Shadow do the interviewing. At first you mad, but then you might say, he is kind of cute, I might give him a chance. You know. But Shadow's doing the interviewing, and she mad, she's confused, she's hurt. She's all kinds of things. He's all kinds of things in you. And then you sit up here and say, well, I think this person is okay. And then you find out it's just like the same person you just fired a few months ago. It's because Shadow is doing the interviewing and your inner person is still asleep, and you have not wakened that person. We've only just awakened your inner person the last couple of days. Now you're going to have to handle your shadow side of yourself. And you're going to have to get her under control. No, you cannot fire Shadow completely, but you can put her in a corner on a timeout. Him or her in a corner in a timeout for now, and let the inner person take care of some things. You need to be able to let go of some of these relationships that you are holding on to, and the hurts that you're holding on to. Yes, you are a loving individual. Yes, you can love somebody and give them the coat off your back beyond a love beyond words you can give to someone, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you, because you are capable of that. But you have to vet people a little bit more harder, okay? You can't just be Shadow. Girl, he smiled at me. He just smiled at me. Everything is, are we going to get married now? And all this other stuff. Shadow goes from point A to Z in 100 miles per hour. The man just said hi to you, girl. Y'all, come on now. You ain't even went on a date yet. You already figured out what you going to wear to your wedding. Bring it down. Go on a date first. Get to know the dude. Get to know her. Okay? Take them on some dates to find out if they got anger issues and stuff like that. Worldly about, you know what I'm saying? Competition issues. Then you see this person go completely crazy. And then you're like, I don't think that's part of the person I want to be date right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I want somebody that's going to be sitting up here jealous if I, do something great and they're sitting up here, I hate you. You know what I mean? Quietly. There's things that you can do to be able to cover yourself the next time you start interacting with people. But you got to have your inner self together that sees both sides of a situation. Okay? You got to see where somebody's head's at. All right? You got to see that, what's going on with them. Talk to them and you can hear it. Okay? If all they do is talk about themselves, there's some issues there. Self-centered, that means you ain't got no time for me or my emotions if everything's about you. You understand? Let that inner person be able to start literally vetting people that you meet, so you can find out whether or not if they match your ability to love. Not your ability to have a car and things, but your ability to love. See, we've been in this carnal world and we have forgotten that we are also spiritual. And we've also been in this Gentile world where finance equals love, and that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? I can have a lot of money and I don't know how to love nobody at all. Okay? No one's ever taught me how to love, but I got this dough. And that's what love is supposed to be. Me with this money, and then all of a sudden a woman's just in love. No, she not. You just paying some damn bills. She's not in love with you. Oh, well, what about my car? She like your car. She might not like you. She don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are at the end of the day. If you think love equals finance, or finance equals love, you clearly have no idea what the hell you're doing. Sit down, Shadow. Your shadow is running the show. And that's what's wrong with a lot of us. Our shadows are running the show. Our shadows are making children with other people's shadows, and that we don't even have our inner man on the field at all. Shadows running the show. She's bringing all kind of pain, abandonment issues. Everybody, honey, you working with demons, your own inner demons. And then you don't know if the person that's you're with, and this is why a lot of marriages don't work out right, is because those people are dealing with their shadows, and all of these shadows together, and there's no light. What you think gonna happen? Don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. You have to go inside when these people discard you, and the first feelings of resentment start to well up, because we know what those feel like. That's that pain. That's that hit. That's that, what did this motherfucker just say to me? You know what I'm saying? We know when Shadow's getting ready to come up. She's like, oh, who he think he is? Talking to me like this. Who does he think he is just gonna dump me? I'm a bad chick, honey. It ain't too many women walking around like me. Oh, that's Shadow all right. Okay? I'm a unique chick, honey. There ain't too many of me's walking around, and he had the nerve to let me go. He had the nerve to let you go because he didn't have the capacity to be able to handle, and not even handle, but to even understand the level of love in which you carry in yourself. And it's the same thing that goes with men and women, men with women. Some women don't have the capacity to love a man in the way that he needs to be loved, and then that's the reason why things go weird. But he don't have the ability to say that. Okay? He don't have the ability to say that. If he did, he just ace out. Like, look, this not working for me. Instead, men want to sit up here and say, well, she got other good attributes about her. You know what I'm saying? She makes me happy in certain departments. She knows how to do strange things with, unique talents that I kind of like. But on the love tip and me and my emotions, this other woman just kind of talks to him a little bit more. And I'm such of a jerk. I don't want to give up either one. So I think I can go over here and over here. That's his shadow doing the most. Managing the show. And honey, when the other party finds out about the other party, this is going to be a whole shit show. And what is your manager going to do? How is your manager going to manage these two women? You have to be able to go into your inner person and say, you know what, this is unfair to both parties. Me playing with this woman, and yes, each one has excellent attributes. But me going between them two is hurting no one but all three of us. Because I'm going to hurt the one that feels this way because I'm playing with her emotions and I know it, and I'm hurting the other one because she's new to this. She don't even know about the other chick, and I'm going to hurt her too. And at the end, I'm going to hurt myself because if these two people find out that I'm playing them, I might end up getting my ass killed, or even worse, I have no one. And who wants to be alone? But I'm not sitting down with myself long enough to find out what I truly want and what I truly need, and how I know the love I needs to come into my life. Resentment is a hard place, y'all. Very hard place to be. And the ego of the place of shadow evolves into this evil inclination. That's where you start doing things like, cheating and things like that of the scenario I just talked about. That's your ego playing a game now. Okay? This is the stuff that's going to get you in trouble. And that's the reason why I said the ego is your true adversary of life. Because you're more inclined to do evil shit because of things like resentment that you have yourself participated in, you have done to other people. People, I've never done anything terrible to anybody like that. BS. You want to put once upon a time when you was in high school, there was some little nerdy little guy that was crazy about you, and you looked at him like with them floods and them shoes. No way, baby. And you looked right past that boy and broke his little heart. That may have been the beginning of his little shadow. You may have been that beginning. You didn't even realize it because you never paid any attention to him. He may have set up here and pulled together all his little, little money or whatever, little savings, and bought you a Valentine's Day card or something. And you like, I don't like you. And you had no idea that you hurt somebody like that. You don't know when you help create somebody else's shadow. So you can't say. But when it comes down to resentment, you need to go into that place inside of you and you need to have that conversation with your inner man that's able to see all sides of a situation, of your love life and of your past love lives, especially if you're a person that sits up here and says, every man I've ever had, I've been mad at, I've been angry, it's always the same dude, it's always the same spirit that keeps coming in different men. No, your shadow is not only, you see people say we attract them. No, your shadow is hiring them. Because you somehow have put it in yourself that your love is strange. Your love needs to keep sacrificing and bending over for somebody else's situation instead of you saying, no, I don't think you fit well for this position right now of my love area. But it's nice meeting you, and guess what? We can be friends, but as far as anything else is concerned, I can't let you in that vicinity. Okay, well, we can still be friends. There's nothing wrong with that. Instead, you let your shadow handle everything, and all of a sudden, it looks like you're making the same mistakes over and over again because somehow your shadow has convinced you that this type of behavior and accepting this type of behavior from somebody is okay, just to have a relationship, just so you can say you have somebody, so you can feel that feeling of being loved when you're not feeling the feeling of being loved. You're feeling the feeling of everything but love. And you have to let that kind of stuff go. And you have to let those feelings go that you're holding on to constantly. And we do this on a regular basis. We're going to come back a little bit more to resentment and more of the lessons. But this is just an overdraft of, or a synopsis of some things that you need to do. You need to go into that meditative state and speak to all of those people in those different relationships and let them go. Because you can't get anybody in a new relationship. You can't even get your own life together. And once you have that conversation, you're going to realize just how much your shadow has fucked up your life. And how much you have to work, how much work you have to do with your inner man to get everything back under control. And you may find that you're going to have to let some people go. You may find that you might have to end a couple of relationships, be it friendships, even friendships with family. You might have to let these people go for your own ability to clean house in yourself. Okay? But shadow is definitely the captain. Her captain is definitely resentment. And we got to get her and her cronies and her band of friends under control. So that's a little bit of getting under control. So I will see you all next time in the next video. And we will keep continuing to work on this inner man and inner woman, honey. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.